Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel and this is your full Angelic Reiki ASMR session for expressing your authenticity. Becoming the better version of yourself, a time of reflection and honesty, releasing what doesn't serve you and being courageous enough to peel away the layers of who you really are. I guess at some stage we have all tried to conform, to fit in or to keep others comfortable. But there is only so long that you can wear the mask and project an artificial persona before you begin to feel worn out, frustrated and depressed. You can become resentful when your relationships or friendships don't work out. You may feel lost when it comes to your career or your life purpose, and generally struggle with self-love and direction. Oftentimes it is very lonely, and those around you who don't fully resonate with who you truly are will not understand you and will certainly not be able to offer support or guidance. This is why it is so important to follow channels like this one and join local or online groups to meet others like yourself and feel a sense of community. Not only will it encourage you to come out of your shell, but it will allow you to feel accepted, acknowledged and validated. Everyone needs this from time to time, and it's extremely beneficial for your mental health. It can be a brutal world out there, so it is best to be prepared, resilient and supported. Everyone needs help, even myself, to know that they are doing a great job, and that sometimes it is normal to come up against opposition, jealousy, spite, gossip and judgment when you express who you truly are. Your personality is not for everyone, and that's okay. It does not mean that you must hide away or be ashamed or embarrassed, and it most definitely does not mean that you should become small to keep others comfortable. So let's take some deep diaphragmatic breaths in for 1, out for 1, 2. In for 1, 2, out for 1, 2, 3. In for 1, 2, 3, out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Focusing gently on the selenite wand, yogis call this point of focus a drishti. If you're happy to continue, say, I accept, and let's begin. So just scanning your energies over. The space has been cleansed and prepared. Taking this moment to sense what may be blocked or tense in your body. Are there any aches or feelings of heaviness? Any sadness may be linked to the heart area. Lower back pain could be linked to the kidneys, where they have struggled to hold the energy of fear or anxiety. The stomach area and gastrointestinal issues could be due to a lot of worrying and insecurities. These are just a few examples, but our bodies are talking to us and telling us to pay attention to these signs. Allowing me to lift any heaviness, any negativity or stagnancy away. Focusing on good health, and you will receive it, which is easier said than done, I know. But our cells are always regenerating, and our bodies run through renewal cycles. You have the power to change it with the dominant frequency that you hold yourself in. And I will cover this more in a later video, but the point I'm trying to make is that nothing is out of your control. You hold yourself within an incompatible vibration to emotional, mental and physical pain and disease, and you can no longer be an ideal host. This takes some time, patience, and practice. So how do you express your authentic self? What does it look and feel like? It's kind of hard to explain it because it is so personal to you, but I will try by using myself as an example. So my parents told me that when I was very young, before I'd learned to talk, that I used to smooth plants and trunks of trees and just gurgle at them as if having a conversation with them. It's as if I recognized them as old friends and living things, the same with animals. And I think it was apparent then that I was going to become some sort of nature and animal loving, tree hugging hippie. So that kind of set the tone of who I was meant to be in this lifetime. Unfortunately, somewhere along the line, I lost my way, and I can't tell if it was from other people's influences and behaviour, or if it was orchestrated for my own learning and soul's growth. As a teenager, I was deeply insecure. I had very little self-esteem and confidence, so I would clown around and people please. I was so desperate for validation and to be liked, and unfortunately some people would take advantage of this and they would show very little respect for me. This would just reinforce the false belief that I wasn't attractive or lovable. I never felt that I was good enough, and this would be firmly planted in my mind for many years to come. Don't get me wrong, I had plenty of friends and was well liked in my social circles, university and workplaces, but I found it very difficult to focus on the positives because my inner narrative had somehow been corrupted, and I lived with constant anxiety of not being accepted and also the fear of failure. Back then, for me, failure was the end of the world, whereas now I view it as a stepping stone. I was never really brought up to feel comfortable with making mistakes and trying something new, which is why I was so terrified to truly be myself. For a number of years, I then chose to hide the real me by dyeing my hair, wearing fake tan, false nails and eyelashes, and lots of makeup. And while there's nothing wrong with these things, when you use them to mask your authenticity, they become a problem. I would wear clothing that wasn't really my style. I'd go clubbing, and I hate clubbing with a passion. I would drink alcohol. I developed a love of wine because it helped to numb things out. I'd entertain toxic people and relationships, and if they weren't toxic, they just weren't being authentic either. And then I couldn't understand why I was tired and miserable, trying too hard and getting nowhere, and attracting the wrong people to me. Luckily, I had my spiritual beliefs, and I think my desire for change sparked an awakening and several dark night of the soul episodes that initiated a transformation. I did a lot of soul searching and began to see the difference between what made me truly happy and what was just causing excitement or stimulation in the moment. This is why social media is so dangerous, because people become addicted to that dopamine hit, and it's not real, it's fake. And in turn, you become a slave to your ego-based desires. It is your ego that will keep you separate from the divine and source energy, separate from your higher self. Your ego will encourage you to be fake, to compare yourself to others, to compete and win at all costs. When you are in touch with your authentic self, life just flows so much easier and harmoniously. It's a lifting of burdens, a relief from anxiety, worry and depression. It's the blue skies after the storm. You must be kind and patient with yourself as you begin to reunite with the real you. It will feel like catching up with an old friend. It will feel like coming home. Ironically, I went full circle and became that tree-hugging hippie again, but with a wealth of knowledge and experience. Looking back, as hard as it was, I probably wouldn't change it, as it molded and shaped the woman that I am today. I still have my moments and bad days, and I'm still learning like most people, but I have come such a long way from the person that I was before. And as I have said, your personality or my personality are not for everyone, and I'm okay with that. I am at peace. I am giving myself permission to be me. So my suggestion to you is to write down all of the things that you truly love, what makes you feel happy and emotionally fulfilled. Do this alone or with a trusted partner or friend. You don't have to worry about being judged then. If you could live your life exactly as you truly want it to be, surrounded by the right people, what would it look like? You may want to consider the restrictions too. Take this time now to meditate on this. You can write it down after the session or in the morning after you have slept. Breathing deeply and saying it with me. I am the soul. I am the light divine. I am love. I am fixed design. I am the monad. I am the light divine. I am love. I am will. I am fixed design. calling on Archangel Michael to cut away or remove any toxic, restrictive cord connections, attachments, or residual energy, creating a golden dome of protection over us. Angelic protection is the highest form of protection. Archangel Michael sits with the seraphim, the ninth choir of angels, and the closest to the vibration of source energy. You may feel a sudden change in temperature, possibly a bit emotional, but you will feel safe and lighter. Channeling the Angelic Reiki energy, adding in the white light, paying attention to any sensations, temperature changes, thoughts, feelings, and intuitive messages. I'll be moving down and around the body now, visualizing the healing energy going where it is most needed. If you have any stresses or worries you are holding on to, any problematic people or situations in your life, now is the time to allow them to be released, or for their level of importance and control in your life to be reduced. If you are happy for me to remove these, then say, I accept. In a one-to-one Reiki treatment, I allow the energy to pull my hands to where they need to go. It feels like a hidden force gently guiding my hands to the area that needs healing. What I often find is that in traditional Tibetan or Usui Reiki treatments, my hands will heat up, but in an Angelic Reiki treatment, my entire body heats up. I put this down to working with different frequencies. With Angelic Reiki, I am more of a channel or a bridge for angelic energy. I take on a more gentle and passive role as the angel heals you. In traditional Reiki, the practitioner takes on a more dominant role. So focusing on our heart chakra, breathing deeply, make a promise to yourself to begin the next day as authentically as possible, using Tibetan symbols that resonate to the F note associated with the heart chakra. Affirm, I am stood in my authentic power. Now would be a great time for using your own personal affirmations. Use I am at the start of the sentence, in the present tense, and also using positive language. We are now starting to bring this session gently to a close, giving thanks to our angels and the divine for this healing session. Closing you down safely from the crown chakra to the root chakra, grounding and protecting you as we always do. Feel free to add your own protections too. Thank you so much for joining me for this Angelic Reiki session to express your authenticity. This is your time to be a guiding light to others. You can be a lighthouse on the rocks, the moonlight in the midst of the dark, a rainbow at the end of the storm. I send you courage and confidence. Never be afraid to shine and cast shadows. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace.